Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sonwa Bonamba. My supervisor is Prof. Van Niker. I would like also to acknowledge Mayor Christel. I will be presenting the topic Success Factors of Functioning Fire Protection Associations. The presentation will outline the following topics in different slides: the introductions and problem statements, aims and objectives, design methodology, literature review, results and findings, and lastly will be the conclusion. Introduction. Veld fires are major drivers of environmental transformation in a wide variety of ecosystems. The damage that are caused by veld fires have impacted and increased environmental, economic, and social costs. Therefore, the establishment and the growth of Fire Protection Association in South Africa is important to deal with the veld fires. Veld fires are a worldwide problem and are identified as environmental risk as they threaten lives, properties, and damages and natural resources based on which many rural livelihoods depend on it. Also, veld fires have a negative impact on the environment, which can cause land degradation and destroying human lives by damaging properties, resulting injuries and death. Historical fires were used as the tool for land management. Due to the huge impact of veld fires, there is a need to put preventive measures in place, particularly in areas that were not previously adapted for fire occurrence. In South Africa, there are regulations put in place for the management of veld fires. The National Veld and the Forest Fire Act, Act 101 of 1998, provided the formation of the Fire Protection Associations. Defining the Fire Protection Associations is an organization formed by landowners with the purpose of predicting, preventing, managing, and veld fires in the Republic, and must be registered. Aim and objective is to investigate which factors contribute to the well-functioning of fire protection associations, to analyze the models and strategies on veld fire management in voluntary organizations, to provide a recommendation on functioning of fire protection associations. Methodology: design, sampling, data collection and analysis. Qualitative research was the methodology chosen to conduct in this study. Purposive sampling was chosen for the study. All participants were chosen since they had experience about the cost and impact of veld fires equally. 8 participants in total took part in the study, on which 5 were ordinary members of FPA and 3 executive committee members. Tools used to collect the data were emailed questions and face-to-face interview. Semi-structured key informant interview were planned initially. Due to the COVID-19, most members of the FPA were not comfortable with the face-to-face interview and they preferred to be sent interview questions. However, only 1 member agreed for interviews face-to-face. Collection and analysis of data is done. Literature review. Literature presents diverse insights into the motive, personnel disposition, and socio-demographic characteristics of the FPA. Information for the literature review was attained and accessed by assessing the relevant information from sources such as journals, articles, books, other research theses, and use of recorded data. The literature review aimed was to focus on the success factors of the affecting fire protection associations collectively. Different topics have been reviewed. Success factors and importance of voluntary organization. Successful fire protection associations strengthen community connectedness and social cohesion. All this assist to build a strong multi-sectors approach as integrated fire management. Success FPAs protects livelihood, properties, and environment to prevent degradations. Fire Protection Association as voluntary organization in South Africa, FPA should be registered as a voluntary organization by the relevant department, in which is the Department of Environment, Forestry and Fisheries, with the approval of the minister responsible for the administration of the National Veld and the Forest Fire Act. FPAs are responsible for direct communication between the landowners and municipality about fire management and protection of assets and infrastructure which may be exposed to veld fire damages. Governance and legislatives in South Africa. Governance of fire management in South Africa. Veld fires had increased in previously. For example, in year 2010, across South Africa because of more economic development taking place in fire prones. Therefore, effective integrated fire mitigation required the involvement of volunteers from landowners, which requires strong partnership across the state land to identify common goals and desired outcomes for veld fire management. Legislative support for FPAs in South Africa. South Africa has a history in the administration of veld fire management had different pieces of legislation that play a role in integrated fire management, such as Fire Brigade Service Act. The National Veld and the Forest Fire Act is specific the veld fire and outline the responsibility and the mandate of both public and private bodies in respect of veld fires, covering both their ignitions and conditions under which they are able to spread. Functional fire protection associations. FPA members should work collaborative with all relevant stakeholders to reduce the risk direct and recruit more community members to be involved. However, the National Veld and the Forest Fire Act in Chapter 2, Subsection 5, Subsection F, requires voluntary association to have enough trained members and resources to be able to preventing fires from spreading to development areas and properties. The functional organization should be a platform for landowners to coordinate efforts and share resources during fire incidents. Results and findings. 7 males and 1 female were responded to the questions. Most of participants agreed that the FPA are dominated by males. The participants believe that without the contribution made by the FPAs, volunteers, it would not be possible to appropriately fulfill the obligations under the legislations. Motivation for being part of the fire protection associations. Participants stated that they joined the organization with the purpose of preventing and fighting fires in their areas. Also, participants stated that they joined the association to help each other. Also, the decrease of their premiums in the insurances, and also improve communication skills, development, receiving equipment, and assistance during the court cases by the departments. Literature indicated that for the voluntary organization need to work together to achieve its potential skills, knowledge. The FPA Veld Fire Management Plan. According to the participants, veld fire management plans were in place since the registration of the FPAs in the form of their business. Participants stated that the plan was implemented later, which resulted in the decrease of veld fires in their areas. Successful functioning fire protection association. Participants agreed that what makes the association function successful is involvement of many efforts like dedicated members, strong leadership, good communication, awareness programs, and activating early warning system. Literature also indicated that to comprise association need to comprise all stakeholders with the management skills for the effective planning, respond to and recover from the involvement risk that felt fires pose to human and structures. Participants emphasize the financial support must also be in place to ensure the sustainability of the FPAs. Literature indicated that government is failing to support FPAs financially, although government policies encourages communities to work together as a group. Governance and legislation support to FPAs. The literature review and the data collected from FPA members indicated that there are statutes that govern the uncontrolled veld fires and the formation of the FPAs in South Africa. Such statutes is the National Veld and the Forest Fire Act number 101 of 1998. In Chapter 2 of the National Veld, encouraged the formation of the National Veld and the Forest and the formation of the FPA by landowners, especially in high-risk areas. However, participants state that government never informed them that there will be no support during the formation processes. Factors where FPAs are not functioning successful. Participants stated that voluntary is emotional and value-based activities which need support both internal and external. Literature indicates that communication strategies affect volunteers by enabling volunteers to be optimally matched with the organizations. Support needed by FPAs. Participants stated that FPAs can play an important role in certain areas of FPAs in communities. Participants indicated that many voluntary organizations are struggling to sustain themselves during the period of economic challenges, especially after the veld fires, due to lack of support. Literature indicated that this resulted in an organization being a less of position to offer support to their members. Role players that should provide the support to FPAs. According to the participants, state landowners, including municipalities, are however compelled to join the fire protection associations. Literature indicated that according to the National Veld and the Forest Fire Act, it compels the state landowners to join the fire protection associations. The role of umbrella FPA. Participants indicated that the role of umbrella FPAs are coordination and communication support. The literature stated that issues of veld fires are transboundary, which needs different role players. Recommendations regarding the functionality of fire protection associations. More studies are necessary that take into account practices related to the functioning of fire protection associations. Such studies will be instrumental in building understanding how best veld fire management practice can be implemented. For the success of the FPAs, it is vital that landowners accurately evaluate all hazard and state risk in their lands and properties. In conclusion, the research aim is focused on the success factors of the functioning fire protection associations. Data has been collected and analyzed. The findings and results were compiled. Ethics has been applied throughout the study. Recommendations were suggested. This is bibliography. I thank you.